Next up we have Becky Spevack. Becky.
I'm still trying to recover from your first one that you did.
Yeah, so I presented at the very first
So
one.
make it good.
I'll try. Yeah. So I am here to talk all about bacon. And I want to tell you the story how we went from a zero tolerance, no bacon household to curing our own and frying it up multiple times a week. And my story has 3 starting points, and the first is that we are serious carnivores, and my husband, Tim, decided he wanted to learn how to make ribs. So the obvious solution is to buy 3 racks and just go to town. So we bought 3 racks, and he went on the internet and Googled it, and we decided the best way to make ribs was to smoke them, but we didn't have a smoker, so we turned our grill into one because we had a huge charcoal grill. So that's them smoking our first attempt in the fall, and you know, about 3 to 4 hours after that, we had a very tasty meal. The second start of our bacon journey began about 20 years ago with my 10-year-old self. And I would say, as evidenced by this picture, that my decision-making was not at its prime, given the ponytail and the pants and whatnot. But at 10, I decided I hated bacon. It was the grossest thing ever, and I would never eat it again. And I stayed that way until my third start of this story, which was when I became pregnant with our second child. And I wanted bacon morning, noon, and night. I had not touched bacon in over 20 years, and I was eating it as much as I could. And so we said, you know, maybe we don't need to be buying bacon. Maybe there's a better way to do this. We're pretty strong do-it-yourselfers. We figured the ribs out. We figured smoking out. We realized we were making more bacon so we could put it into go bags while we went on car trips. And that's kind of a sign that you need to explore bringing into your house a production. And in case you don't know where bacon comes from, if you don't like things, knowing where your food comes from, this isn't the talk for you. It's pork belly. When you go to the butcher, that is what you order when you're making your own bacon, and you literally get that whole little underside of the pig.
Ouch.
So we live in Brighton Heights, which has Tom Friday's Butcher Shop, which is fantastic, and we ordered a pork belly, and you get 15 pounds of pig.
Ow.
Including the skin and the part that I really don't like, which are the nipples. So you have this on your counter, and the first step after thawing it is you start to skin it. But first, there's the beauty shot of when you slice it into manageable chunks.
Gorgeous.
You can see what's coming. You know, like this is really fresh, really local pig, and it's going to be really delicious bacon. So the first step was to skin it, and I had nothing to do with that process. Really, I had nothing to do with most of this process. I have to give full credit to my husband, Tim. So this is his first attempt at skinning. And you can kind of see it was not the smoothest attempt. You want to leave as much fat on the meat as possible because that's what's going to make the yummy bacon. And you just have to go to town with a really sharp knife. I took a few pictures, and then I would leave the kitchen. This was a later attempt with the whole piece of skin, which was obviously more smoothly done. He's become very masterful at his bacon skinning. Yeah. He likes to hold it up and then joke that we can make footballs, etc. And I tell him to put it in the trash, take it out of the house, because I just don't want it anywhere close.
That's the best part.
So then you make the cure, which is either maple or brown sugar. We use thyme, of course, lots of salt, some other spices. You put the bacon in the dish, you put the cure on, it sits there for a week to 10 days. While it's curing, I want to talk about the sort of mastery that is bacon. It's bacon, done in bacon. It's beautiful. You can get shirts. We have Band-Aids that look like slabs of bacon, which in a house with 2 kids under 4, Band-Aids are a high commodity. And having bacon on your knee all day long is pretty great. So a week to 10 days goes by, and we break out the bacon.
Is that in the fridge or out of the fridge?
In the fridge the whole time. Cooking every other day.
Gotcha.
We put it in the smoker, and you put it in there for 1.5 hours, 2 hours, And I like to think of this as our moments of civic duty because we make our entire neighborhood smell like awesome. Neighbors had called to ask what was happening. 2 hours later, you bring it in, you let it cool down enough that you can touch it, you slice it up, voila, you have bacon, and it is amazing.
That's art.
It's,
How do you get perfect slices back?
it's all my husband. Very sharp knives. And then you have like 5 to 10 pounds of smoked bacon in your fridge at all times, and you realize that you start putting bacon on everything. You're hungry at 10 p.m. You can just pull a piece of bacon out of the fridge. You don't have to cook it. It's ready to go.
Yay.
This is a picture that's pretty common in our house now, except this is an older picture because we eat bacon so much now that we have bought a cast iron skillet that fits on our stove over 2 burners because you can make more bacon over 2 burners than you can over pans. And of course, if you're making bacon, why would you not make as much as possible? Things like this happen at the holidays where you're making chocolate cheesecake, but it doesn't seem quite complete. So you candy some bacon crumbles and you put it on the cheesecake because we have it, and it's homemade, and why wouldn't you?
It's almost like a verb at this point.
Yeah, it is. Or Girl Scout cookie season cake. And you have chocolate, and you have peanut butter, and they're wonderful together, but bacon! So those things happen.
That's a quote of the day.
You get to the point where you realize your 3-year-old can eat both you and your husband under the table when it comes to bacon. One morning eating breakfast and she starts giggling, and this happens pretty often, so you kind of roll your eyes and you go, what? And she goes, Mama, bacon mustache! And that's when you know that you're doing it right. So, thank you. So, during the break, there's a tray of smoked bacon.